Hey everybody, clearing. All right, this is going to be a Divine Masculine check-in, and let's have a look. Ooh, I saw Divine Feminine Queen of Pentacles on the split just there. So they have possibly marriage, living together, but definitely you, Divine Feminine, on their radar. Whoa, and the Four of Wands union. Okay, so that's very interesting. So let's see, what else are we going to get into it? How are the masculines viewing these connections at this time? What do they hope goes to plan is what I was hearing on the pre-shuffle. So what are the masculines thinking all in all at this time? What do they hope goes to plan regarding each of the awarenesses we're about to see? And what do the DFs need to know about that? Thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through for all of that. Okay, conscious mind about the connections. Ooh, I just saw 111. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life in the inverse and the Seven of Swords in the inverse. This can mean that, I often hear the cat's being let out of the bag. It's not a joke. It's not a funny thing. It's something much more heartfelt, much more sincere. This is, I just heard marriage material again. So this can be, they don't want to come off as though they're making fun of or the connection, cheapening. That's the vibe I'm getting. They don't want to surprise you with how much they love you and what they want to do going forward. They don't want to cheapen it. They don't want it to come in out of nowhere and be unrealistic. These masculines want genuine connection. They do want it all with you, feminines. We saw a Queen of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Like, they want it all. If this is your story, if you have a divine masculine coming in for union, they want it all, but they don't want that approach to be insincere or come across that way. What do they hope goes to plan about that? Ten of Swords. They're overthinking every last little minutia about this approach. Dotting I's, crossing T's. They've definitely got something that they've been working on for a while, maybe to the point of it being overthinking for many months, even years, I'm getting for some. Like, it's no laughing matter. They have legitimately been one eye on you this whole time. Right from day one, I just heard, you're mine. I've wanted you as mine from the moment we met. So this is really interesting because these masculines, they are perfectionists. The Ten of Swords can be a existential crisis. It can be a divine, we can argue God in this position. This is like Dark Night of the Soul, but I'm not reading that here. When we're in the Ten of Swords in a Dark Night of the Soul, we are begging God for mercy and pleading any case. Like, I will do XYZ if you just give me love, or you just grant this wish, God, kind of energy. But in this case, I'm feeling like they're just being meticulous. Because they have the time, because the divine timing has not rolled out yet, they feel like they have too much time on their hands to try and make this perfect. And the more it drags out, the more they adjust what they had planned to begin with. It keeps being edited, upgraded. What do the feminines need to know about this? Oh, keep an open heart. Four of Pentacles in the inverse is like the heart opening. So in these cases, any other relationship, the longer you're apart, the trail goes cold. These ones, it just keeps growing because it's an energetic soul connection. It's a genuine connection. So if that's your story, keep your heart open. You know, if you're trying to hang on to something out of lust or, some kind of lower vibrational suffering that you're doing to yourself. If you can see this masculine, feminines, that you're watching this for through this noble higher ground, then it might be your story. But don't try to make it fit. If you could not imagine your masculine in a million years having thought that you might have been the one upon first meeting, or having the wherewithal to make a life commitment fully when it's divine time. So if you cannot conceive of this person you're watching it for being able to go all in when it's time, this isn't your reading. This is for those who have already seen that this masculine legitimately is your perfect match. Not just the best you've had so far or the best you could imagine so far, but literally in ways that are so poignant. Your perfect match. If that's the case, then these masculines are scrutinizing the connection just as much, and you're meant to keep an open heart. What can we see for the conscious mind about the divine feminine? There's the Queen of Pentacles again with love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So right now, it's like, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. It feels like they're a happy place to be with you, even though there's a Ten of Swords kind of waiting game going on. Constant up-leveling, I just heard. Deep in their heart, they have you, feminines. They have you there going over the beautiful things they love about you all the time. Just when they think they have found them all, another one is revealed, is what I'm hearing. That is beautiful, masculines. What do they hope goes to plan? The Knight of Cups, that they can be as much love as they feel you need and deserve, feminines. They need to love themselves. This process of this painstaking, slow moving, the Ten of Swords can be the major self-sabotage, screwing it up kind of energy. And so for many, they have done things that did not allow this connection to deepen when there were opportunities for it. That does not mean it was in divine time for it to do so. It's just their human self did see timing scenarios where that could have happened. And according to this, it maybe didn't. And so they're having to love themselves and, most importantly, love the divine, and to trust the divine timing, and to keep this love light burning in their hearts for you, feminines. What do the feminines need to know about this? The Hermit in the inverse. So coming out of the scrutiny inside of you as well. The Hermit can sometimes be in the cave looking for the spiritual meanings, looking for things like that, and keeping off on their own. It can also be kind of an icy, no contact withdrawal. This is not a withdrawal energy. This is, keep yourself present, poised. If you want this masculine to come in and this is your reading, don't do anything pretentious by keeping an energetic barrier. Don't forcibly go into hermit mode and shut the door behind you kind of thing. This is like a leaving the door open on the heart space, on the mind, in the soul. It feels like both are sort of in that. What can we see for the heart space? Seeing through the confusion. So these masculines on the heart space, worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So they may have been worried, overly worried about way too many things. This is a card of confusion, the Seven of of Cups can be all this confused, too many options, different timelines, different storylines, different things playing out, but one cup of unconditional love. And so worry doesn't change this love. At the end of the day, at the beginning of the morning, you're still the one in their heart, feminines. So on the heart space, they know that none of the concerns have stood the test of time like this love has. What do the masculines hope goes to plan in this regard? 5 of Wands. Okay, so they're hoping you don't have any other options. Because this worry, because this concern about all the ways this connection could go wrong have been there, and these masculines have been actually kind of worried, feminines. So I'm getting heavily, they're hoping you're not reconnecting with somebody, deepening with somebody that they have known that you were connected with somehow, or initiating new connections. Because this is taking so long, they are worried about that. Or they're worried about their past with other tertiary connections have put you off. They may have felt like they've self-sabotaged or tainted this connection too much for you to seriously entertain their real request to spend the rest of their lives with you. I just heard. What do the feminines need to know about this? Queen of Swords. Only you know deep within if this is your person or if this person has a way in. Just because you are in a dynamic with someone doesn't mean that it is an aligned divine connection. There are lots of connections. Karmic connections are so sacred in many ways. They teach us things we cannot learn anywhere else. And sometimes we have to go all the way in those connections and play out the karma. And there's no other way about it. That's where we're at. Only you know if a connection is viable, if it is desired. You can desire it even if it's not healthy for you. It's your prerogative. The Queen of Swords says that for some in this collective, this connection isn't your forever connection, but it's a necessary one. It's an essential one. For others, this is, I just heard the golden light, the golden go ahead. It's more than the green light. It's the impeccable knowing that this is your divinely aligned one because you've had other relationships that have taught you how to tell the difference. And so masculines, if you're worried about your feminine having other options, this would indicate that you're the only one. Whether you're the be-all end-all one or not at this time or for life, only your feminine knows how they truly feel in their heart, if they're settling in any shape or form for you, or if they actually see you as the best one. There's a couple of different groups I'm reading for here, so I have to be honest about that. Not that I wouldn't be, it's just that I do feel distinctly 2 groups. So that might mean a whole bunch of new people have found my channel. Hey, come on in. All right, heart space for these masculines. Okay, the alignment coming in. So these masculines feel like you've had a hiatus from the connection in some way. We saw the hermit mode. So feminines, I am getting some distant energy here. With these cards, the hermit mode, like needing to open the heart or being at a stage to genuinely open the heart further. This Queen of Swords in the inverse. It can mean, feminines, that you've taken a step back and put up a barrier, a standard, a wall, something where your masculine has known that you have been at a distance. They are assuming, I wanted to say, that things are the gap is going to close. They know worrying is not going to make any difference about it. And courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So they are diving deep within to overcome the worry, to stay brave, to trust the process, to not need to know how it will work out. They simply want to, believe that this isn't forever. If you are in a period of spaciousness, they really do believe both of you are doing some major life work while this is a productive spaciousness. And the world, yeah, this cycle, this is in the inverse. So this cycle of being apart, I'm clearly getting they wish for that to close, to end, ooh, and never to be so again. So they want to leave the world with you. They want to leave all of the karmas behind, whatever this Five of Wands, these extra energies. We've seen these extra energies in this card. We've seen the worry. They've been holding you in their heart with that Queen of Pentacles and the Love card. It's like, please be my feminine. Please be my feminine. Please let this have been my feminine. Please let this still be my feminine. Please let this be my feminine. That's what I'm hearing. That's so cute. These masculines really want this period of spaciousness to close out so they can get to the good part. But they know it's going to take some sincerity. It is no laughing matter. I'm going to say that again, that when you come together, they do want it to be for life. They don't want to just be casually involved. These masculines are full on. What can we see the feminines need to know? Yeah, wait for it. I'm hearing wait for it. This is the Seven of Pentacles, the waiting, the garden, not waiting in vain, but investing. This is a gardening imagery, not in this card, but in most of them, where we get the sun, the water, the fertilizer, and we're actually tending to the crops. So tending to our own side of the picture is what is being asked here. And the masculines are very much hoping that that is what you're doing, and that you're not up to no good with other people, and that you're really just focused on bettering yourself and stabilizing your life and completing the things that still need to be completed, because it feels like these masculines are on their side. What can we see for the wishes? What do they want to manifest? Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So they're done putting up a barrier. They do not want to have to work so hard for all of this. Wow, I'm looking randomly at the Nine of Wands. That's the Nine of Wands. I'm looking at it. I didn't notice that deck had a card turned over, but I just caught it when I saw this one. So yeah, they want things to grow and evolve without it having to continue to be so strenuous. They want to do it together, team up. They want to create a change where you're not so go it alone. What do they hope goes to plan here? Nine of Pentacles. They don't want to be single. They want to have this teamwork. Got a lot of nines here. I was pumping gas earlier and I got $55 and I tried to stop it at 55 cents. It didn't. It stopped at 95. So 5595. And here we've got the nines coming in. So fives are a number of change, especially the 5 sequences. And that 9, you know, I heard once and for all changes when I was getting the gas. You know, it's just, yeah, it's interesting. And now I'm seeing that number with the card of change. I will take it. I will take it. And what do the feminines need to know? There's more going on than meets the eye. The 3 of coins here. This is the teamwork. So your masculines know that these connections are coming together like this. So believe in it, feminines. Continue living in your righteousness, teaming up in the energetic realms to bring the necessary changes in your own lives, so that you are prepared for these unions when they come in. Do your due diligence. What can we see for the actions these masculines want to take? Perseverance. Okay, so these masculines, some of them are having some disheartened energy this last little while, where they have needed a timeout. They've needed a nap. They've needed to take a rest. They've needed to recoup. They've needed to balance out. They aren't working directly on these connections right now in some regard. Some of them, I just heard, are buckling down and doing something for you as a surprise. Some of these masculines have full steam ahead on some project, some surprise for this new beginning, and you don't know about it, divine feminines. So I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. They might have flickers and shadows. We saw the shadow work that the masculines are hoping. So whatever they're persevering, with, closing out, investing in. It's not directly with you yet. They're setting the stage, feminines, for this new beginning. We got the 9 of Wands 3 times in the inverse, which is perseverance. So they want to pull it off. I'm also hearing, am I going to be able to pull this off in time? They're racing the clock with something. It's a really neat feeling I'm getting here. You are so loved, feminines. You are so loved, masculines. What can we see? Queen of Wands. This is, I'm getting a very, Queen of Cups is usually psychic intuitive, but this Queen of Wands is giving me this feeling of the connection to source, connection to the divine, that soul, that resonance, the knowing. And I'm getting that the masculines are trying to do something, walking this line of continuing to surprise that high priestess, the psychic intuitive, the feminine that's connected to the divine. This is what feels like they are racing. They're racing the clock before you fully detach, feminines. They're racing the clock to finalize reaching that threshold that they've been trying to meet to be what you deserve. Of course, we know it's divinely aligned, so it's going to be perfect, but it feels like an endurance race for these masculines right now. And hasn't it felt like that at times for the feminines? And then we push through a whole nother second wind, and we're learning on a whole other level again and yet again and yet again. So it's that way for both, everybody. What do the feminines need to know? Yeah, trust the energetics of it. This is the telepathic card. So you may, at this stage, what I'm hearing is you may not even register how much telepathic communication you are consistently sending back and forth with each other. Like if you were to legitimately pause and hear back, like in airplanes when they have the little black box, it feels like if your subconscious, if your conscious mind throughout a whole day was that little black box, there would be many, 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 many instances every day on that recording that would be you and your masculine 22 speaking back and forth, that you would consciously remember if you played that recording back. Even if you don't remember it right now, when thinking about it, there are many instances where it's becoming such second nature that it's just constantly there. The more than meets the eye, this energetic bond you're forging. What is the biggest challenge? I got goosebumps on that one. What's the biggest challenge for these masculines? The High Priestess. I'm open to seeing both sides of the situation. The biggest challenge is they've never had somebody on your level, feminines, that has actually shown them the value of truly seeing another, of actually warranting, respecting, honoring, cherishing somebody else's viewpoint. They've never found someone whose character was so flawless, righteous, worthy of actually seeing their side. These masculines are very intelligent. They are master manifestors. They are incredibly heartfelt. They don't just give it away. They might be, running the streets sometimes in their past because they hadn't believed they could find this real thing. That's the biggest challenge, though. And the ways that they have dropped the ball in this connection or not been ready for the real thing, they met you not a moment too soon, feminines. However, they are used to not having you in all the other connections, the dime a dozen connections that they have been exposed to. Wasn't this? That's the challenge, is that you have caused them to exceed the expectations of these other dime a dozen relationships or options. Not really options, but this is the challenge. They have met their match. What do they hope goes to plan? 2 of Swords. They hope that you don't block them before they can really crack your code, figure you out, know your essence. These masculines have been learning you. It's funny because I'm hearing that they have been conforming to you, feminines, and not in a way that they're losing themselves, but they've been molding their skill set against your energy. I'm seeing, you know, those science stores at, like, what are those called? Oh my gosh, I go to them. Science museums, or like, I don't know what you call those. Anyways, those gift shops that have the fun science toys, those nails, like there's a board or a frame, and they've all got these nails, and you can push your hand on it or your face and it does like an imprint because it's all got these little pins. I'm seeing that that's how they've been, like a dance partner molding to your energy, feminines. And so they're hoping that they can continue learning this script, this dance, before you completely block them out. There's something like that they're working on. I mean, come on and tell us, masculines, about that. But what do they hope the feminines know? That this does have the makings of the Four of Wands, that they do want this with you. I'm just hearing them saying, I want to do it right, and I'm trying to be respectful. So they're trying to be respectful for something on your side of the energy. I'm not even getting that they're talking about their side of the energy, feminines. I literally feel them insatiable, wanting to be together. And then something on your side, feminines, taking long time, longer than they anticipated. And it's causing them to grow. And it's divinely aligned that it's been the case. What can we see for the solution here? The sun in the inverse, and discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So we saw perseverance. I know that I can do what I set my mind to, but then discipline. So perseverance is not the same as discipline. Perseverance can be, I'm hearing, when it happens to us and we have no choice. Discipline is self-directed. So masculines, you're coming out of feeling a victim, feeling like you've had no choice. That's what those messages of the Nine of Wands were. The masculines are realizing that they're not just in this indefinite marathon. They actually have what it takes. So masculine, the key here is that you may not see quite yet the ways that you can apply the discipline that you've learned on this journey to move this forward in a free will way that actually brings in momentum. You're not at the mercy of this circumstance. You actually have the ability to set specific goals with this feminine and to reach them. I'm hearing the masculine saying, I am. Just you wait and see. Fair. What do the masculines hope goes to plan? The star. So the sun and the star, they're hoping that something can happen right away, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, they are at the edge of their seats with something. What do the feminines need to know? The Nine of Cups. Just keep wishing for what you want here, because your energy is emanating out from you, and that's part of what your masculine is conforming to. What is the energy in the near future? Kindness, little interactions. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So these masculines are empathizing, like we saw. I'm open to seeing both sides of the situation. So there's, instead of it just being a strategy they're invoking or a big picture they're trying to encapsulate, they're now seeing you through the lens of what they would feel like if they were in your shoes. And they're going to start being kinder, more present, more interactive, because they have an increase of empathy, feminines. What do they hope goes to plan? There's the Queen of Pentacles. They definitely want to find out what the best way to blend lives is, I'm hearing. So they're going to start coming in with their feelers. They're going to start proposing new things. They're going to start showing up when you least suspect it in new ways. Pay attention to how your masculine comes in. Even if it seems abstract, around the corner, like, I don't know. They're coming in simple ways, but they're finding out real world information. So they're not coming in with bells and whistles, maybe some will be, telling you everything as to why they're asking certain questions, or, you know, just wondering what the update is. They're hoping to get particular information from you, is what I'm hearing. Because they're gauging your readiness, feminines, for partnering. What do the feminines need to know? Here's the 9 of Wands again. Oh, I'm just hearing the masculines. So that's the 4th time we've had this. So we had all those messages about the masculines putting down that forced perseverance. And now, because they're stepping into discipline, they want you to be able to put down the perseverance. They don't want you to have to play the long game anymore. They do want to come in and be that dance partner where they love you as though you are themselves. That they love you the way they would love themselves if they were, you know, loving you as themselves. There is no separation. They're seeing you as themselves now. Okay, I'm being told to go to the Beyond Lemuria deck. What can we see about these masculines' energy in the way they're changing their approach about their feminine and viewing their feminine in this, I'm feeling this most sacred, unique kind of frequency here. What is this that the masculines are understanding? See, I caught it. I'm good at that. What did we get? Soul Star chakra, merging with the divine. So we got the star for the immediate energy. This is a 10 card. We already saw the messages of the 10 of swords with the ending of that separation and sabotage. Soul Star chakra, merging with the divine. Transcendence, letting go, being filled with divine light, channeling. So all of 2024, through the eclipses, there was so many messages repeatedly on my YouTube channel about the masculines beginning to learn how to channel the divine, how to prophesy, how to speak the truth, how to be authentic with people, places, things, closing out karma, initiating opportunities, stepping onto a higher timeline, talking in new ways with the feminine. I'm getting that they have fulfilled that discipline, that learning, and now they're coming into it, into these connections. So this pride and care is because they are now able to treat others the way they would want to be treated. Karmic records, the bridge between the spiritual and the physical realms, and ascension. Yeah, we got that world, like whatever these final karmic throws are. These masculines are anticipating meeting you on the other side of that, feminines. This image captures the merging of time beyond space and kaleidoscope wisdom that penetrates our being. We have lived in many worlds, all interconnected. They uphold the lessons they carry as messages of transformation. Their synergy creates the expansion of the universe. Gaze into the place where the light between our stardust can become anything, and collective evolution is part of a grander story. When we simply let go, we become all that we have been seeking, and we glimpse the greater dream. Okay, so these masculines are beginning to fully let go into the dream, into the sacred, into the connection, into the potential, into the fullness, into the healing, into the karmic release, into the innovation. Yes, masculines. I want to say yes, I. Okay. Many blessings. Bye for now.